I spent years drinking poison every single day, and I called it forgiveness. I thought I was being spiritual. I thought I was doing the right thing. But all I was really doing was slowly killing myself with guilt, resentment, and self-blame. The day I finally learned the difference between guilt and conviction, everything changed. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how I stopped drinking poison and how you can too. Here's what happened. Hi, Dave Nassani here. I want to share some wisdom, Dave wisdom, from that vault over there. Someone hurt me years ago, 2008. It was the 2008 financial meltdown. And I was going to retire, sell my gas station, and get an apartment building, in Nashville. I had some relatives who lived there. And so it all sounded like a great plan. Found a broker, got some advice from a consultant, and to make a long story short, I got scammed. Can you imagine that? A USC graduate gets scammed. Well, turns out I bought a crack house. And when I realized I bought a crack house, I approached the guy who sold it to me and accused him of defrauding me. I had to get an attorney. I was going to sue him for $300,000. I talked about this with my spiritual mentor, born again Christian. I serve God, want to do godly things. He says, you can't do that. I says, what do you mean I can't do that? He says, you shouldn't be suing anybody. Let God do it. Let God vindicate you. The Bible says, I will repay. And I says, you know what? That's just for other Christians. And then I thought in my mind, well, this guy in Nashville claimed to be a Christian, believe it or not. He prayed for me. He said, I just don't think you're supposed to do this. What you're about to do is going to steal your peace. It's going to create bitterness. Just have negative energy. Your whole attitude and demeanor is going to change. It's going to damage relationships, maybe even your wife's relationship with you. It's going to keep wounds that should be healing alive and open. And most importantly, it's going to hurt the victim, which is me, more than the offender, which is him. Well, he prayed for me, and I fell down on the floor. And when I was done being prayed for and woke up, I realized I had to do this. I felt like God was telling me to do this, even though every business sense in me said not to. I trusted him. So we started out by calling the attorney, telling her, drop the lawsuit. She says, what? What are you crazy? We can win this thing. I says, yeah, I know, but I'm a Christian and I decided to let God handle it. I don't need all that negative energy. And she acknowledged, well, it is a lot of negative energy. It's like 3 years of just terrible stuff. I understand. So she says, well, at least let me get him to pay me, your attorney's fee, so you're not liable. I says, okay, that sounds good. Well, now I'm still having this crack house. What am I going to do? Well, I tried to remodel. I evicted half of the tenants who I believed were doing things they shouldn't be doing. So now I've only got half of the rent coming in. I've got parents trying to be interviewed by me and see if their kids were safe enough being there, because it was right down the block from Belmont University, very exclusive area. But it was a transitional area. It was also right next to the projects. And so I started to advertise it to sell to a developer where you can just bulldoze the property and I get my money back and slight profit and this and that. But 2008, remember? It just kept going lower and lower. Next shoe's going to drop. Things were getting worse and worse and worse. Real estate was just diving. I tried to sell it and I was chasing the price down until, I had no equity in it. So I just gave it back to the bank in lieu of foreclosure. My attorney gave me some good advice to protect me from the creditors who were trying to attach my gas station. They gave me good advice to get income that was not attachable. I was able to apply for the loan modification program because my house was in foreclosure. It's actually a trust deed sale scheduled for Christmas Eve, if you can believe it, even though they're not supposed to foreclose when you're in modification, but the government, left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing. Everything was confusing. Make a long story short, again, after 18 months of not making a payment, they finally approved my loan modification and stopped the trust deed sale, brought me down to 1%. I could afford it. The $500,000 in unsecured debt that I had incurred, many of those creditors just went away because I told them what my attorney said to tell them, say, hey, stand in line. I've got a bunch of creditors and I'm declaring bankruptcy and this and that. And only 2 of them stayed. The rest of them went away. And with the 2 that stayed, I settled 15 cents on the dollar through debt settlement. This was all looking pretty good for me. After 4 or 5 years of statute of limitations, I was able to get the gas station back. I had put it in my partner's names, who, by the way, if they weren't righteous and people of integrity and Christians, I may not have gotten it back. But they were very good people. All of a sudden, the station was up for sale by the landlord, ExxonMobil. I've been trying to buy this place for 30 years and it was never for sale. And I couldn't buy it now because my credit was shot. But my partner's credit was excellent, so they helped me buy it. Actually, they bought it, put it in their name, and after 5 years, we shared partnership with that. But that $11,500 rent that we paid all of a sudden turned down a $4,500 mortgage. And we realized that Exxon was overcharging us 10 cents a gallon on the gas that we bought, because now there's a distributor and they were charging us 10 cents less. All that money went to the bottom line. So in the matter of 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, I think it was, we had climbed out of the hole that I was in, thanks to my God, my partners, and just listening to, the Bible and confessing the words that were positive. We now were worth more money than before 2008 started. All I can tell you is what I went through. This guy hurt me deeply, defrauded me. The pain was, I don't know, 3-4 years, maybe longer. I try not to remember that stuff. It was an emotional and spiritual exhaustion almost every day. But when I put God first, I got through it. Just took it one day at a time, baby steps. But I'm glad that I listened to my mentor, listened to the Lord, because I had my peace. There was no bitterness, no damaged relationships. The wounds were able to heal. And I didn't hurt myself more than the offender. Remember, unforgiveness is like drinking poison, hoping the other person dies. Forgiveness does not mean saying what happened was okay. It does not mean trusting someone again immediately. It does not mean forgetting. It does not mean removing the consequences. And it does not mean reconciling with an unsafe person. Basically, forgiveness doesn't set the guilty free first. It sets the prisoner free. That'd be me. And the prisoner was me. Hey, if this was valuable for you today, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing it with someone who may need to hear it. And remember, just a little bit of wisdom, Dave wisdom from that vault over there, can bring a whole lot of success. This is Dave Wisdom Vault, Divine Wisdom, Real Life.